Welcome back to Mr. Smith Garage. Sorry, it's been a while. I'm going through the process of getting ready to reassemble and rebuild basically the head and finish assembling the motor for a VR6 24 valve. So I'm going to take you around the table. So these are my new head bolts because they're stretch bolts, and so you have to replace the head. So that's one set of head bolts. This is the head that's been cleaned. I've got all the seals pulled off, you can see, and here's the new seals. We have worked on the other side with these existing valves. All of them are true and straight except for these two exhaust valves. So we went through and worked each valve in the correct valve spot, and so that process has been done. So these are the two exhaust valves that I'm waiting for. We are up here at Jim's. We're trying to figure out if Lars' valves are true or not, like which ones are good, which ones are bent. So we're kind of going through this process with the lathe. We're trying to find a dial indicator. Jim's working on finding that. So but thanks for joining me. We're gonna try to spindle some of these things together to give you an idea of what we're doing for the VR6.
And we'll try to put that right on the seat. So that's sitting on the seat right there.
Okay.
And it goes between 0 and 2, right?
Yeah. Is that 2000s?
That's 2000s run out.
Okay.
Which means not concentric, right?
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Okay.
2000s is good. Get down here in the shiny part.
Oh yeah, we're to see if it would be bent down there, huh?
Half a thousand, 1,000. Between 1 and 2.
Yeah. And that could just be dirt on there too, right? Or carbon.
Yeah, but you know, when you're talking about thousandths of an inch, you're talking about
pretty small.
A third of the thickness.
All right, trying to do a little video of this. I really appreciate Jim letting me come up here and show me how to do this. Not that it would be hard, but this set that I got to do this comes with little pieces in between. Just not the right size. Thank you, sir. I realized in that last video that I did when we were pulling a couple of them, that it's my back the whole time that I'm recording. And I'm so much larger that, like, you were right next to me and nobody could see you the whole time. It was just like, oh boy.
Yeah, what gets me, these guys that have these like pin-on cameras.
Uh-huh.
And they're showing you something, Rob, like here, but all the camera picks up is here. Not quite enough for you to see.
It's tough. I mean, like, I put this on the widest angle I can get, and a lot of times it's just like you can't even see it because it's so small, you know, but at least it picks up. I try to pick up everything, but I didn't realize that I had put it on a tripod that was here looking over our shoulder, and most of the time it was my shoulder that you could see. else are we waiting for? Oh, so this really is the only two things that I'm waiting for is these exhaust valves. So I've located the exhaust valves. You can kind of see, you can see the bend if I just twist it. So those two are pretty significantly bent. All the other ones we put on a lathe and they're all good. So I'm getting these exhaust valves from a place, I think in Serbia, off of eBay. So put in the number. I hope I get the right two exhaust valves. It was the cheapest opportunity to get them. Not necessarily the quickest. Actually, it might have been the quickest because when I tried to get them with a dealer in the United States, he said 4 weeks plus, and they were well over $100 a piece. The ones that I got in Serbia are also new, and I think they were $16 a piece. Shipping was not that expensive. These are O-rings for the injectors. This is my fuel rail. You can see that my fuel line is really chewed up, and so what I'm trying to locate right now is I've got fuel line for it, and I believe this is the right size fuel line, but I need these pieces. They're different sizes, so I gotta pull them off and kind of see what sizes they are and see if I can find something to crimp those. Moving over, here's our rockers in order of how they need to be. Here's my cam that all looks good and clean. All the cam lobes are good. These are my clips for the fuel rail. Cam gears, they look decent, not too bad. And I'm going to attempt to reuse these bolts, even though I know you're supposed to get new ones. Here's my upper cam cover with a spider on it. Bye, spider. Clean. I've got new seals for those. Here's my valve cover, all clean. There's my lower cam cover. I've got a new seal for that as well. Here's my timing chain, new intermediate gears, all of the guides, the tensioner bolt, the upper piece for this is in there. Here are all my gaskets. That is the valve cover gasket. Here's my transmission gasket and transmission oil filter. New. Here is the crack pipe. I went with aluminum. New assembly for that. New assembly for the thermostat. There's my new thermostat, oil filter. Just trying to think of what else I've got in this box of goodies here. This is the seal for timing chain cover. Got most of my stuff at Auto House, Arizona. They were nice enough to get most of my stuff to me. Here's for exhaust gaskets. Same on the Vanagon. This is the same part number for the Vanagon. So I've got 3 for the Vanagon, 1 for the before the catalytic converter. Here's my seals for, I believe, this cover for the valve cover. It's my head gasket, bunch of different O-rings. Here's for the oil filter on the case. Got my intake, exhaust gaskets, belt, serpentine belt. Here is for the exhaust to tailpipe gaskets. These are seals. I believe one of these, or 2 of them go here. So some of these seals here. All right, let's go take a look at the block and what we've got going here. Here is the timing chain side. So these are being replaced. All the guides are being replaced. We're going to clean up the tops of the cylinders here. I do believe that this one is that color because it's either was lean burning or the valves were open and air was able to get in here for 5 years while it was sitting on the squirrel mound. The transmission is in here under there, and I just have to straighten out the pins, clean it off, put it all back together. Oh, one other thing that I didn't show you here is I do have the new flex plate bolts, because those are also stretch bolts. So I think I've got my work cut out for me. gonna post this video just so you can kind of see what we're going through to do this. Once I get those valves from Serbia, which should arrive maybe by this weekend, I will work on lapping those into the head and then reassembling the head. I'll probably do a video on that because I haven't seen one, and it's always good to have something out there for the masses. Once again, this is Mr. Smith Garage working on Lars the EuroVan. Still haven't had anybody tell me why you think I might have named it Lars, but it is a 2002 VR6 24 valve. Not a lot of things out there on the 24 valve 2.8 VR6 for EuroVans. I do believe that in the US, it costs so much to fix these things, if you take it to a mechanic, that people just throw them away. And that's how I acquired this one. It was getting ready to go to the junkyard, and somebody that I work with said that they were willing to let me take it and work on it. And I think I've put about $600 into it here. I'm going to estimate that. I've put a little bit more money into some tools, but I'm going to keep the tools. So I'm going to see if I have to do any more major purchases. It does need a windshield, and then I'm going to have to probably put 2 new tires on the front. Tires in the back are good and newer. So thanks for joining me. Hope you tell all your friends that drive a EuroVan VR6 24 valve that this is the channel to watch. I think I'm saving myself about $6,000 or $7,000 in labor costs to get this done. We'll see you next time.